At 11 o'clock at night, the quiet suburban sidewalk was Eliot Brooks's sanctuary. This was his routine, the same path home from his shift at the diner, a rhythm he could count on. Eliot, a young man with high-functioning autism, relied on this routine and the steady tap-tap of his collapsible metal walking stick for balance. But tonight, that rhythm was shattered by the screech of tires and a blinding flashlight. "Stop right there. What's in your hand?" barked Officer Victor Hess. Eliot, instantly overwhelmed by the sudden aggression and the harsh light, froze. His mind, hyper-focused on rules, scrambled to recall the law. He raised his shaking hands and began to recite, "Officer, I am protected by Terry v. Ohio to remain silent and ... double quotes. He never got to finish." "You smart-mouthing me," Hess snarled. Cutting him off, Eliot clutched his walking stick, his only support. Trying to explain it was an assistive device, but the words wouldn't come. The sensory overload was too much. To Officer Hess, a man known for his quick temper and aggressive tactics, Eliot's confusion looked like defiance. He rushed forward, slamming the young man against a fence, twisting his arm and driving him face first onto the hard concrete. There was a sickening, audible crack as Eliot's metal stick shattered under the force of his body, hitting the pavement. As Eliot lay sobbing and bleeding, Hess cuffed him. Then, the officer executed his sinister plan. He pulled a small pocket knife from his own belt, dropped it near Eliot's outstretched hand, and kicked the broken pieces of the walking stick out of sight. His official report would later claim that Eliot Brooks had aggressively pulled a switchblade, forcing him to use necessary force. Eliot was charged with felony assault on an officer and carrying an illegal concealed weapon. Eliot's mother knew her son was innocent and hired a sharp attorney, Ms. Clara Chavez. Chavez knew the truth was likely hiding in the officer's body camera footage. But the footage the prosecution provided was a jocker-grainy, 5-second clip of the initial approach. Then a black screen with a message, "Audio and video. Unavailable. Officer safety discretion." Officer Hess claimed he had to turn off the camera when Eliot lunged at him, citing departmental policy. It was a classic excuse, one used all too often. But Ms. Chavez was a different kind of lawyer. She wasn't just interested in what the camera showed. She was interested in what the camera itself could tell her. She focused on the body camera's internal metadata login, unchangeable, digital record of every single function the device performed, every button pressed, every second that passed. This metadata held the key. It was an alibi written in code. The log revealed a stunning contradiction. The camera wasn't off due to a sudden emergency. Instead, it showed the camera had been manually switched to mute, standby by a button press. The timing was precise. 1.1 seconds after Hess yelled, "You smart-mouthing me." This single piece of data proved the camera was intentionally silenced before the alleged attack, completely demolishing the officer's claim that he reacted to a sudden threat. He wasn't reacting, he was preparing to hide his actions. But there was more. The specific camera model used by the department had a crucial feature: a continuous, non-deployable 30-second audio buffer. This buffer constantly records sound to provide context for the moments leading up to an official recording activation. It's not part of the final video file, but it exists on the device's raw memory. The defense team subpoenaed that raw audio file, and what they found was explosive. The buffered audio captured the muffled, chaotic sounds of the takedown. It captured the distinct crack of Eliot's walking stick shattering on the pavement. And then, most damningly, it captured a clear low-volume exchange between Officer Hess and his partner, who had just arrived on the scene. Hess's voice, a chilling whisper, "Go get the knife, the small one. Put it right by his right hand." His partner's muffled reply, "Roger, it was the smoking gun." The lie was exposed not by a video, but by the very technology the officer tried to use as a shield. To solidify their case, the defense put Eliot on the stand. His unique, rule-focused memory proved to be an incredible asset. When asked about the timing, he was hyper-accurate. He testified that he was slammed to the ground precisely 15 seconds after Officer Hess pulled up. This wasn't a guess. The camera's own internal clock, as recorded in the metadata, showed the takedown occurred exactly 15.2 seconds into the interaction. Eliot's testimony was validated by the machine's own data, confirming his credibility beyond any doubt. The mute button log and the buffered audio destroyed the prosecution's entire case. The audio proved the knife was planted after the assault, and the metadata proved Officer Hess intentionally disabled his camera to commit and cover up his crime. Justice in this case came from the space where there was supposed to be silence. The outcome was decisive. All charges against Eliot Brooks were dismissed with prejudice. Officer Victor Hess was fired and later convicted of felony assault, tampering with evidence, and perjury. Eliot and his family received a substantial civil settlement, but they didn't just keep the money. They used it to create the Digital Innocence Fund, a new organization dedicated to auditing body camera metadata logs in cases involving vulnerable individuals like Eliot, and the city was forced to change. The police department's bodycam policy was rewritten, eliminating the officer safety loophole for muting cameras. Now, the mute button can only be used with authorization from a supervisor, ensuring that the camera remains an impartial witness, not a tool for cover-ups. It's a story that shows how sometimes the most powerful evidence isn't what you see, but what someone tried to hide. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into cases where technology and justice intersect. Stay safe and stay informed.